everybody, welcome. Tammy from Tammy's Homesteading Crafts. Today we are in the YouTube corner, the corner of my office where I like to come to you guys twice a month for a knitting podcast. We have a lot of knitting related things to go over, so if you guys are interested in any of that, stick around. Okay, so first let's start with some admin-y stuff, anything that we have going on for the website. For those of you who might not know, I have a website that is Tammy's Homesteading Crafts where I sell project bags, stitch markers, stitch stoppers, and some other little notions and stuff for knitting related. Also crafting of many different kinds. The link for the website will be on the screen, but also all of the information that I talk about will be linked below in the More section. I will have the whole link of my website, everything that we, all of the pages in my Ravelry that I talk about, all of that will be linked below for you guys to check out and see where I have, especially if I'm talking about a pattern, you'll be able to see the pattern. And if it's free, get it. If not, you can purchase it. Okay, so those are basically all of the new things that I have to talk about. I really don't have a lot going on Tammy's Homesteading Crafts in the website. We took the whole month of December off from sewing. So today, I did not say, today is January 6th, 2025. It's my first day that after I get done filming, I'm going to start getting bags cut out and start sewing. Getting a little itchy to try to get some sewing done. I have not been sewing for a whole month. It has been nice to try to get caught up on some of my knitting projects. I didn't get as much as I thought I was going to get done, but I did get quite a bit done. Okay, so that is everything that I guess we need to talk about for that. Let's get into our finished objects because we have a couple of them. So let's talk about those. Okay, so my first finished object, I guess the first thing I got off the needle and I'll talk about was my Fa La 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 shawl. It's really long, and if you guys see when I go through my startup video, I have it hung over my chair here. That's where I was letting it finish completely drying because it was so long it was taking up 2 tables to try to dry. But I love it. It turned out really, really pretty. I love the colors in it. I'm just really, really happy with it. This was a very, and I made a ton of mistakes, but I wasn't going back to fix any of them. It was just a really fun knit. I really enjoyed it, and it just took me out of the funk that I was in. If I wouldn't have knitted on this, I probably would have gotten a couple of more projects done, but I really, I was in a funk and I needed a change, and a friend of mine suggested this, and she's like, you have that Advent from 2024 from Cornbread Honey, so why don't you use that? And I thought, you know what, I do have that. And I'm going to. So I cast on, and it was just so much fun. I absolutely, literally loved it. And I couldn't put it down. Couldn't wait to finish it. But yes, it is done. Now I get to wear it. Now that I've shown it, I have it. I try to keep everything up here until I show it on the podcast, and then it's like, oh, now I can put it in my rotation to be able to start wearing. So that is the first thing that I got off the needle. So happy. I love it. It's very colorful, and I'm just really happy with it. Okay, the second thing I got off the needles, and it wasn't the thing that it was one of the things I thought I was going to get off. I thought I was going to get more, but I only got 2. So the next thing would be my Rentless tee that I got off the needles. Yeah, I was unsure of how long. I mean, I made it. It fits. Don't get me wrong. It fits, and the ribbing is fine. I could have gone probably with the amount of yarn that I had left. I'm not sure where that is at the moment. Oh, right here. With the amount of yarn I had left, which is not a ton, I could have probably gone another 4 or 5 rows on the bottom. Whether I do it in stockinette or ribbing, I probably could have done that. But I really just did not want to run out of yarn. The pattern itself was telling me that this was not going to give me enough yarn. So I was a little skeptic to make sure I had enough. There is still quite a bit left. I think I weighed it, and I want to say there is 6 grams left, which is quite a bit. And I know that I couldn't do my I-cord all the way around in less than 10. So I would have definitely had a little bit more room to play with making it longer, but I'm not going to unknit my bottom and add on. It's the way it is. Like I said, it fits. It's just a perfect fit right at the waist, and I like it. It fades down. It goes from the dark purple to a burgundy to the red down at the bottom, and then you have the kind of mauve red around the sleeves and the neck. So I thought that turned out really, really nice. Very, very happy with that. Okay, so that was the last finished object that I have. Okay, let's talk about our whips. Let's talk about the whips we had finishing up the end of 2024. So let's talk about those. There is not that many because we were getting them off the needles. So let's talk about those ones. Okay, so the first whip that we had on the needles started in 2024, and we had it all through the year, and that was my daily knit wrap. We were here last podcast. Well, let's go. This is the correct side. We were here last podcast, so we got that much done. My goal for this was to finish the year of 2024 and then restart January on January. And that I did. I was able to get that done. So right now I'm on January 5th. So I didn't get time today to do my 5th and my 6th, which I need to today, and I will probably after I podcast sit down and do those 2 days and get them done. I want to try to make sure that every day I take my lunch and sit down and do my daily knit that I need to do to get this done. My goal right now is to just get this cake of yarn that I have all put back in the shawl. I guess once I get that done, we'll see how long we are. If we feel we need to go longer, then I have multiple little ones in here that I can add into it. I've just been throwing all my little ones in here. I have a ton of little ones here. I can add to it if I want to. If I don't, that's perfectly fine. We can be done, and those minis can go, those little ones can get put into the bag. And I think what I'm planning on doing is going to make myself a little magic knot ball. And I don't know what I'm going to use it with, but I'm going to just make myself a magic knot ball. I'm going to take everything that I have, cake it up, and get a big ball going and have it just caked. So that if I decide I want to use it for something, I have it. Whether I want to, and I'm going to cake it up, I think I'm going to cake it up DK. So that I can use it for possibly a hat, a really funky looking hat, or a really funky pair of DK weight socks, or I could just do it single and cake it up and do a pair of really weird wild socks. I don't know, and just knit through them. I don't know. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet, but I have options. But I am trying now when I knit things to not have a ton left over. And this is what's left over from my multicolor of my Stephen West shawl that I have, and this was all the orange that I had left over. So I'm really trying to use as much of it as I can till a full repeat. But I'm got into the new year, and I'm restarting the days of this. So like I said, I just have to do the 5th and 6th. Actually, the 6th. I did the 5th. The 5th is done. It's just the 6th. The 5th is looking at me, but it's done. So I just got to do the 6th, and then I will still be basically on schedule with this, and I want to keep on schedule so that this is not a full year long project, and I can be done with it when I'm done with that skein of yarn. Okay, so the next thing that I had on the sweater or on the needles was my Treasure Trove by Stephen West. I worked on. I was working on this way more than I worked on my t-shirt because I thought, you know what, I could get this done. Well, guys, this is how much I had done. This is how much I did, and I'm still not done. My cake of yarn still keeps coming. I mean, there's still a lot left in there. It just, this orange, this variegated, and then this orange was just like forever. It just wouldn't quit. And like I said, I wanted to use as much of it as I possibly could so that I didn't have a ton left over. But yeah, I mean, I got a lot done. When you see all of those, that's a lot. And it's still not done. So my goal is to hopefully relatively quickly get this off the needles. I'm so ready to have this off the needles. I have loved it. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and like I said, it'll be linked below. I loved it. I loved the design of it. I loved the style of it. I loved doing it. It was a very cool and very unique stitch. I love that it has an I-cord all the way around it. That'll take a little bit of time to finish off, is to finish with the I-cord. And I'm just realizing if I don't have enough of my purple color when I get done for my I-cord, I will just cast on one of these. I will do a magic knot and do one of these other colors that I have to finish it off. I don't care. But I just want to get this off the needles. So, excuse me. I've got a little frog in my throat there. But yeah, this has been super, super fun. I've always wanted to do a Stephen West pattern. I now know why I didn't do it. This is a lot of yarn. 5 full skeins. And each one of them had at least 400, if not more. 400 yards. That's a lot of... It's going to be a nice, warm wrap to wear. So I'm going to like it. It's going to be one of those things that if I know I'm going to go somewhere and I might be chilly, along with my shawl will be another one that I can take if I know I'm going to feel like I'm going to be chilly. I can just have this wrap around me and down the back. It would be a nice fall wrap to take if you're going out to a fall wedding or something where you need something over your shoulders. This would be a nice, pretty thing. This one would be nice for the spring and the summer if you need a shawl, a wrap around for that. But I'm getting there, guys. it is almost done, and that's the next thing I would love to get off my needles is this Stephen West Treasure Trove wrap. It's pretty, I love it, and I have enjoyed every minute of knitting it, but I'm to the point that it's like, okay, it needs to be off the needles. I'm ready to put my mind onto something else. Okay, so the very last thing that we had on the needles going into 2025 would be my cardigan. And I really didn't get much more done on this. I kind of put this on the back burner because I really wanted to get both my t-shirt done and my Treasure Trove cowl done. Because those were a possibility. Those were a good chance that I could get them done this before the end of the year. It didn't happen. And I really didn't get as much done. I did a little bit in here. I think I might have went one decrease, and that's it. I really want to get the arms finished. That way I can try it on to see how it's fitting once the arms are finished and I've got the cuff on the arms. Then I can figure out how much length I want on the sweater to go down, because I think it's a 3 to 4 inch rib, which won't take a long time to do when I start doing the ribbing on the bottom. But I do know I still have a little ways to go before I start doing that ribbing. I mean, it's probably gonna hit me just at my hips right now, and I think I want this to go below my hips for a decent cardigan type jacket type thing. I still have 2 full skeins of yarn left that I have not even caked up yet. Plus, there is almost a brand new skein in here that is connected to the body. And then I have 2 balls connected to the sleeves, 1 to each sleeve, because I'm doing them 2 at a time. So I have quite a bit of yarn. I'm not worried by any means to run out of yarn. But I want to know where I'm at, and then I need to know how big of a rib that I need to put around it. And like I said the last time, this is a fisherman's rib. I've never done it. It is going to take me a little bit of time to get it all picked up and to get it all cast on the needles. But I'm looking forward to learning something new. Again, I have no problem with learning something new. That's the whole point of doing these projects for me this past year, was to be able to see, can I make myself a sweater that fits? I did the first one, great. It fit great. And the second one fit good. Changed it a little bit. Went to a different pattern to try to see if I could do with 1 sleeves, because these are cap sleeves. So basically, once you get it connected in the round, you knit the whole front and back flat. Then when you connect it in the round, you're pretty much done with your sleeves. So then it was deciding to knit something that I needed to actually put sleeves on a cord and to work the body and then do the sleeves. It was just, working each of these steps is a new process for me, and I have actually really, really loved the process of each one of them. So, that's being able to do the fisherman's rib, something different that I have never done, and looking forward to having that be my focus here in the next in the next month or so. Hopefully to be done with my treasure trove so that I can count and work on that. I do have plans for multiple other projects, and I have a bunch cast on, and I will show those to you as well here in just a few minutes of the new cast-ons for 2025. But that is it for everything that I ended 2024 with. I'm going into 2024 with 2 previous projects. Not so bad. I did last week, I talked about what I knitted, and I showed in my podcast everything, or the last video that I did, everything that I knit in 2024. This, however, did not get finished until January 1st, 2025. So I did not get this into the mix of 2024, but I did get my shawl done, and I did finish a total of 35 projects, and that was my goal. I did 38 in Rivalry when it says that, but 3 of them were carryover, like I have 2 this year. So this one would technically be a cast off for the year, but I did majority of it in 2024. And I probably, if I would have stayed up a little bit longer, I probably could have got it finished in 2024, but I was tired and I went to bed. So we did it first thing the next morning, got it all cast off, and was done. But yeah, we barely had a day into the new year. So technically we could probably count that for a 2024, but technically it got finished in 2025. But as far as counting new projects that from beginning to end, that's not going to be one that I'm going to count, because I really want to see how many, again, new projects from start to finish in 2025 that I'm getting done. That little area in Ravelry is not in there this year yet. Maybe they're going to wait a little bit and allow people to get through maybe January before they change that to be able to set your knitting goals. I don't know. There is in another section, you can search by what is the projects you finished in that year. So you can put your year in, and then you can search by your projects, which is nice, but I kind of like the goal idea to be able to see what I was getting, you know, my goal of I wanted to see about finishing this many projects for the year. Okay, so that is all of the projects that I went in, that I had in 2024, and the ones that I brought over to 2025. So let's talk about the new ones we cast on in 2025 already. Okay, so January 1st, I wanted to start, a friend of mine gave me, for my birthday, gave me this yarn that was a self-striping yarn. And I thought, you know what, that'll be my New Year's Day cast on, because we're never here on Christmas Eve to do a Christmas Eve cast on. So this is my New Year's Day cast on, because we never go anywhere New Year's Day. So my New Year's Day cast on, I got them cast on the needles. These are my little self-striping socks that I have. So I was able to get these cast on and started. So I've got the ribbing done, and I'm now working on the foot. It should start striping out here soon and start looking really, really cool. But I got those cast on. And then, of course, I had started these in December. And then I made a mistake, and I ended up pulling the needle right out of them. Couldn't fix them. So I got these cast back on for my mom, and these are just another pair of socks for her. Again, I have the ribbing done, and I'm added into the second color of the solid color to just start working on the leg. Don't have a lot of this color here, so we'll see. Maybe we'll just do her leg, heel, and foot all in this purple, and then I should have enough to possibly do the toe in the brighter color. We'll see what goes on, but not really too worried about it. I have a bunch of other colors I could possibly pop in for a heel if I don't think I'm going to have enough with my skeins, but I should have enough to do a full sock in each of those. So those were the first 2 things that I cast on in 2024. Or 2025, sorry. Then the third thing that I did, I had talked about it. I wanted to do the twist cardie And I got that caked on, or skeined, cast on. This is with my flow yarn from Cornbread Honey. It's got multiple different colors in here. So I have the blue, which I started with. I have a light blue. I have a pink. And these have fluorescent specks in them. I have the orange. And then I have the lime green. Still unsure of the order that I'm going to put them in, but I did know I wanted to start with the bright blue, the dark blue at the top, so I started with that. We'll see what my next color is going to be. I'm not really sure. Haven't gotten real far into it, just still picking up and knitting the back part of it. It is a cardigan, so it is knits with pearls. But yeah, it's going. I like it so far. Pattern is really easy to read, and I'm enjoying it. And I think all of the bright little flecks are going to be very pretty when it starts coming together even more. Okay, so those three were the three that I cast on Christmas Day. Yesterday, I just felt like casting on something else. I had sat down with my tablet that I'm trying to use this year for my notebook, that I'm trying to use this year for my knitting. And I wrote that January 1st, what I wanted to cast on. And then my goals for 2025. I wanted to do, Cornbread Honey is doing a doodle cowl. And I wanted to be, I've never done a doodle. I've never done the doodle decks. And I thought, you know, I really would like to do a cowl, because I wear a lot of cowls. And I thought I'd like to do a cowl with those. I could possibly do a hat maybe down the road to match if I wanted to, if I had enough left over. But I thought, you know, I wanted to try to do a doodle. So that we're working on getting, we're supposed to start cast on that on January 10th is the first day for cast on. I'll show you, I do have my yarn caked up, my pattern picked out, and everything ready to go. So I'll show you that in just a few minutes. But the other thing that I wanted to knit this year, I haven't done much of, and I liked, is some color work. And I wanted to do a color work cowl. And Telly Bean puts out a lot of really cool color work cowls. And she has the Gathering Leaves one that I ended up getting. So I started this, I cast this on the other day, started that and got that going. It knits flat for a while till you do all of these little holes, and then you connect it together, and then you start doing the color work. But I had gotten this purple. This was my amethyst color way from Kimber for, I want to say, November. So this was my purple that I had. And then I had gotten a bag of the Winter Wonderland from Cornbread and Honey. And one of the colors was this really pretty variegated. And I thought that would be pretty in that shawl, or in that cowl. And then there was a really, really light purple. And I thought that would stand out against this dark purple in spots. And then I needed 3 colors for the color work. And then there was 3 different shades of blue. A light one, a medium one, and then a darker one. So I picked the lighter one and the medium one, and I caked them together. And we're just going to pull them out. Where they land, they land. Not really too worried about it. But that'll allow me to have the right amount of yardage for the colors that I'm doing. And let me pull up my pattern in my Kindle or my tablet here and show you. It is a purchase pattern, but I can show you the picture. And it will be definitely linked down below. But that is my pattern, the picture of the thing itself. So I thought that was really pretty. We have 3 different shades. And I thought, you know, with the dark purple, I could do the light purple here, the blue here, and then I could end it with the variegated down here at the bottom. I don't know. That's just... I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see. I don't know what I'm going to plan on doing here, but that's the cowl that I'm working on right there. So that was one of the projects that I wanted to do this year, was a color work. So I've got that cast on the needles. The next thing, let me talk about my doodle now that I've got that. So that is everything that is cast on at the moment. I have nothing else caked up, or I have stuff caked up, but I have nothing else caked on. So let's talk about our doodle that we are planning on doing. So, the doodle, I got the Doodle Book, and let me get that. Hold on just one moment. Okay, so I have the Doodle Book, and I want to show you. I'm going to do, she has patterns in the book that you can, since you bought the book, there's the actual dimensions on the patterns in the book. But this here is the one that I'm going to do. I'm hoping that's in frame. I'll pull it back a little bit so it might be. But this is the design that I had picked, and I'm going to do that cowl. So what I did in the book, she prints out this, it's a doodle, it's a grid sheet, and then you can put your colors here. And I copied each diagram, because it tells me in there each design it is. I copied the designs out and I put them on my chart so that I knew what I needed to do. So I have this ready to go. And then of course my instructions are here on this. But so there's my pattern. Now the yarn that I picked, I had for the bottom ribbing and the top ribbing, they used black and I didn't want black. I had this chocolate brown, and I have 2 skeins of this, 2 mini skeins of this. Don't know if I will need them both, but I have them in case I do. So I only caked up one at the moment. So I have brown. I have a pumpkin orange. I have more of a burnt orange. And then I have like a rust red. Haven't decided. I think they're going to go this way so that we have the red between the oranges. And then I needed a neutral color as a backing. And in my stash, I found this, and it's a very pale pink. It's really like a blush pink. It's very little hint of pink. I'm sure it's going to look more pink when you put the red to it than it will with the other 2. But this is going to be my back color that I'm going to use when I have to hold 2 together for background in between these so that it wasn't black. So those are the colors that I have. That is everything that I have caked up and ready to go for my doodle cowl that I can cast on Friday. So I'm looking forward to getting that cast on and being able to, you know, it's a 4-week cast on. I probably will not get it done in 4 weeks, but I'm going to try. I've got other things going on, but at least it's on the needles and I'm starting something. But I've never done it, so it's one of those things that I wanted to do this year. And I bought the book, and she has those available on her website. I will put the link down below if you guys are interested in these. It's a really cute book. It's got a ton of information in it. You can make up your own doodles if you want. There's some already pre-put, like the one that I had was already pre-put together. And I just, you know, and she tells you which ones, like these. There's 3 different designs here and 3 different lengths. I picked the length I wanted, and then I thought I like this design better than these 2. So that's what I decided, and it tells you where they are in the book so that you can copy off and add them to your free page, because she gives you this free page in here that you can print off and put your doodle together and have a pattern. Very cute little book. Probably will, if I like it, I'll probably use it a ton. Okay, so that was the last thing that I had. Nope, I have one more thing caked up. So the other thing that I wanted to do, a friend of mine gave me a pattern last year when I was trying to learn how to do Tunisian crochet. I really wanted to do it in the round because you get a circular needle. The whole point in my head is you connect it in the round. You don't have to seam it together. And I'm really bad at seaming things together. They just don't look right. And I lose count when I'm crocheting. Very, very simply, I lose count. I add stitches, I lose stitches. It just, without a doubt, my crochet will go start here and end way out here. So yeah, so I'm not really good at crochet. That's why I don't do crochet. In knitting, when I can do it in the round, I don't have an issue. I love, when I'm knitting, to be able to tell me after 2 rows how many stitches I'm supposed to have, and I count and make it, and that helps me keep so much better on track. But she wanted to help me figure out how to Tunisian crochet in the round. And she looked and looked and looked, and she found a pattern, and she gifted me the pattern so that we had it, and we're going to do that together. And I can actually show you the pattern. It is a purchase pattern, and I don't know if it's on Ravelry to purchase or not. Like I said, I was gifted it, but I can show you what the cowl looks like. So this is what the cowl looks like, and I'm really super excited to have to get to start knitting it, or crocheting it, well, Tunisian crocheting it in the round. And there's a lot of information, there's a lot of websites to check out, and I've already done all of my homework to say. I have my yarn caked, and I was like, oh, I only need 1 skein of DK weight yarn. Well, no, you need 2 skeins, because the way Tunisian crochet is, when you come back, you pull another skein back, and then you go forward with your original skein. Then you pull back. So I have this one, which is enough to do everything that I need for 1 cowl. But I needed to have this to pull back. So I had some of my Wheel of Alpaca, 500 or 1,500 yards. There's a ton of it on there. And I caked off all the gray. And I thought I'll start with that. That'll just be so this will be the front color, and this will just peek through, so I'll have a solid gray. So it'll be a very, very warm cowl to wear, and I picked the size that I want. So that is my next project that I'm going to get cast on, but I'm doing it with a friend, so I need to make sure I can wait for her. And also, I'm shy a needle, and I've got this on order. So I'm waiting for my second needle to have that on order so that I can work in the round, so that I have a hook on each end to be able to do that. But those are the only things that I have caked up and ready to go to cast on for 2025 already. One of them has already been caked up or cast on. The other one will get cast on Friday. Not sure when the Tunisian cowl will get caked on, but that might not get done until March. I don't know. I've got it ready. I'll have all the stuff when I need it. When we're ready to do it, we can get that done. So the next thing that I really want to get cast on the needles, that I want to do this year, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to get a cast on, but I want to do it, is a vest. And I found this cute little vest, and I believe this is a purchase pattern in Ravelry. Like I said, I will link this all down below so you guys can have it, but it seems like a very easy to do vest. Something I'm hoping that you can do in the round, kind of like do your front flap, your back flap, connect it together, and then you do the ribbing around later after you've connected it. I'm hoping it's not a front and flap and stitch together. I'm hoping you start them on one side and you work your way over. I don't know. I haven't read the pattern, but I would like to do a vest, and this is the one I picked. I have my yarn already. I got this yarn from Cornbread Honey for her helping hands when she had the fundraiser for her son, and I bought 2 skeins of it. So I have 2 skeins of this. It's kind of a very muted color. I probably could wear it with a lot of things. It should be very I'm hoping it's going to be very spotty, not really stripey as much. I don't know, or just stripey out. I don't know, but that's my plan with these. I don't know if this is supposed to be DK weight, but I've got 2 of these at 463 yards each. I could easily do a vest for me out of one of these if I had to hold them both double, because I have no sleeves. I shouldn't have a problem getting the 2 of them done. But that is my plan for these 2. That's what I plan on using for that vest. But yeah, those are the goals that I have right now for 2025. Nothing crazy, just a couple of things that I really would like to learn. And, just to keep going on with my knitting. Of course, the sewing's going to start up, so that's going to cut the amount of knitting time that I have. But that's okay. We will just work it in as we have it. There's nothing that is required to be done by a certain day or time at this point in time. It's just to cast on and to knit for fun. It's not like I have a project that it needs to be done by, say, this date, or I need it done by here. Granted, there's some things I would like done, but if I don't get them done, that is a-okay. Okay, so I guess that's it for all of the knitting. Let's talk about where you can find us over the year of 2025. Okay, so for 2025, where you can find us. We're still working on trying to get into a bunch of different trunk shows and yarn crawls and stuff like that. We've got our feelers out pretty much everywhere. So if you guys are watching this and you are maybe a yarn store that you would like to do a trunk show with me, reach out to me. My email and information is down below. I would love to make contact with any of you. I've still, like I said, I've got feelers out to a bunch of different places. All of the places that I have gone to last year, I'm going to reach out and see if they're willing to do another one. If they're not, I understand. They did one last year. They might not want to do another one again this year, and that's okay. I would like to get into multiple different yarn stores and different states. We only were in a few states last year, and I would like to expand to get into a bunch of different states. My goal, again, is just to really do one trunk show a month for the year. Now, granted, they don't all fall one a month the way the yarn crawls fall, and different things, they end up being either all in the summer or all in the fall or all in the spring. They're lumped together in different spots, but that's okay. I really you know, I'm going to really try to plan to make sure that I have enough stuff for all of them and get them on the books. And as soon as they're on the books, I will let you guys know. They'll be posted down below in all of the videos. Also, they will always be on the website I'm going to probably do upcoming or current trunk shows so that you guys know which ones are upcoming. If you check the website, you'll be able to see down at the bottom where you can find us, our trunk show coming next. Also, there is about 5 stores that do carry my bags on a daily basis. So those are places that you can also reach out and get bags. Talk to them if you're interested in getting any bags from them. Their information is also on the website down below, on my website, but the information will be linked down below that you guys can find. Okay, I guess that is it for today's video. Didn't have a lot of stuff to show. Hopefully next video I'll have a ton of Valentine's Day bags to show. That's what I'm working on today, is getting my Valentine's Day bags cut out, then getting into my St. Patty's Day bags, and then what little Easter spring bags that I have, I'm going to get those ones done as well, because hopefully I can get into some of these spring yarn crawls that they have going on the West Coast. There's a few of them at different places, and I'm still in contact with a bunch of different stores, still looking to see about getting into those. But that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have not subscribed, consider doing so. It does benefit me by you subscribing to my channel. And as always, I will see you on the next one, and have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye.